was John Mulholland. That was the guy. Like for a time, the CIA got this magician employed for them, and he was like the at the time was the best sleight of hand magician in the world. I'm sure his name was John Mulholland, and they essentially hired him to teach CIA agents how to surreptitiously put a dose in your drink.
Okay.
And you've got people like George Hunter Whitewood that would do that for fun. They'd go down to I think it was in San Francisco, and he'd go on the sort of the boardwalk or whatever, where you've got restaurants on either side, and what he'd do is he'd walk along this side and dose someone, walk along the other side, sit down, order himself a meal or whatever, and just watch the carnage. And this guy was a nutcase. He was involved in a. They basically set up a brothel with that was wired for sound. This was called Operation Midnight Climax. And they just basically got these prostitutes to dose people up with acid and then just filmed them and see what happened. I think one guy was kept there for like nearly 2 months, just continuously dosing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts. If you isolate people and overstimulate them, right, okay, which is the sort of main pretense of the CIA to keep off right, it reduces them to like a vegetative state. You can't cope with it. Your brain just snaps. But that's what you see when you're at Guantanamo. Well, when you're at Guantanamo, with that famous photo of them all trying to pray, they've all got oven gloves on and goggles, and they're all looking everywhere because they don't know where they are. That's what they're doing. They're isolating them. If you put someone in an isolation tank, or basically make it so that they can't feel the outside, it takes a surprisingly short amount of time for your brain to basically go into sort of responses akin to psychosis. So you get auditory and visual hallucinations. You'll have a disassociation, and you basically won't be able to relate properly to the real world. It's an incredibly potent and destructive form of torture, and that's what we're doing now. What I pointed out a few times is basically isolation and overstimulation is exactly the conditions that happen when you're on social media. Which is, when you look, it was set up by Peter Tyler and Sean Parker, who are an Incutel, which is CIA. And you just look at the sort of the financing behind certain groups and what they're into now, like things like Palantir, which is a sort of global, it's a sort of military subcontractor that basically is into data channeling and collecting information, predictions and that type of thing.